What goes around comes around. Boris makes up for Sleaze scandal and reckless leadership in COP26. Prime Minister Boris Johnson faces a parliamentary grilling Wednesday over charges of sleaze within his Conservative Party and lackluster leadership at the COP26 climate summit. Johnson will be quizzed by the heads of Parliament's cross-party select committees at 1500 GMT for a stocktake of government policy, typically held 3 times a year and which can prove uncomfortable for under-fire leaders. This session, Johnson's 6th since becoming Prime Minister in mid-2019, coincides with the simmering crisis over M.P.'s conduct, primarily from his own ruling Conservative Party, over potential conflicts of interest and lucrative second jobs. On the eve of his appearance, Johnson sought to get on the front foot by writing to Parliament's Speaker to say he will back proposals to bar British lawmakers from acting as paid political consultants and advisers. It is imperative that we put beyond doubt the reputation of the House of Commons by ensuring the rules which apply to MPs are up to date, effective and appropriately rigorous, he wrote. Paid lobbying is also forbidden, with wrongdoing accusations probed by parliamentary standards watchdogs. Last quizzed by the panel in July, Boris Johnson is to face MPs in the wake of the humiliating episode that involved the government U-turning on its plan to save former Tory MP Paterson from suspension by approving a report that found he committed an egregious breach of lobbying rules, which it had initially blocked. In the Propriety and Ethics in Government section of the evidence session on Wednesday, Labour MP Chris Bryant, chair of the Standards Committee, will be joined by Conservative MP William Ragg, chair of the Public Administration and Constitutional Affairs Committee, one of the 13 Tories who had broken ranks and voted to approve Paterson's suspension and against an overhaul of the standards rules. Bryant's committee had found Paterson had fallen foul of a number of lobbying rules, in what the Labour MP described as a very fair hearing, recommending he be suspended for 30 days. Chris Bryant, who had lambasted the row over standards as having inflicted terrible reputational damage to Parliament amid attempts to lobby and bully Standards Committee members, said he was pleased that the final decision would draw a line under the unfortunate events of recent weeks. The session in front of the Liaison Committee will be the first time Boris Johnson will be questioned on his proposal to ban MPs from having second jobs as political consultants or lobbyists, which he announced on Tuesday afternoon. On the eve of his appearance before the committee, Johnson wrote to Parliament's Speaker to say he will back the Labour Party's proposals to bar British lawmakers from acting as paid political consultants and advisers. The opposition Labour Party had prepared to introduce a vote on Wednesday to bar MPs from such roles. UK lawmakers are allowed to hold outside roles, as long as they declare them. However, they cannot use their parliamentary offices or resources for such work, with paid lobbying also forbidden. Amid the sleaze scandal, it emerged that many other MPs had high-paying second jobs, with lawyer and former Attorney General Geoffrey Cox, in particular, accused of using his parliamentary office for outside legal work that netted him over £6 million, $8 million, since 2005. According to Downing Street, Johnson would table an amendment to Labour leader Keir Starmer's proposal to ban MPs from being paid for working as political consultants and advisers. The amendment would toughen up the proposal by adding that MPs should be investigated and appropriately punished if they were found to be prioritising other jobs over their taxpayer-funded role. In the letter to the Speaker published on Tuesday, the Prime Minister said implementing both proposals would form the basis of a viable approach which could command the confidence of parliamentarians and the public.